Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Wednesday. It is 19th of March. It is Vishnu Masa or Chaitra Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Panchami Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events today. We shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Vidura is inquiring from Uddhava about the well-being of the Yadu family. So he inquired about Krishna and then Vasudeva, later in Pradyumna, and then Ugrasena, and then Samba. Likewise, he is asking each and every name. So yesterday we have seen about the Samba. Kashchid Harehe Saumya Sutaha Sadruksha Asti Agrini Ratinam Sadhu Sambaha Asudayam Jambavati Vratabhyam Devam Guham Yo Ambikaya Drutogre. So Samba, he was previously Kartikeya, the son of Ambika. Ambika is the wife of Lord Shiva. So Jambavati, after performing the vows, and then she begotten Samba, who is like a Maharadi as well. And he just looks like his father. Sutaha Sadruksha Kashchid Harehe Saumya Sutaha Sadruksha. Likewise, he was asking whether Samba is being well. Likewise, Vidura is asking everyone's well-being. So today he is coming to the another personality. So Sukdev Goswami says to Parikshit that what Vidura is asking now. So he says about the Satyaki. Satyaki's another name is also Yuyudhana. So whether Yuyudhana is doing well, whether Satyaki is doing well, so who has learned all the archery skills from Arjuna, all the secrets, intricacies from the Arjuna. And after learning those skills, he became the close associate of Krishna. So just like a bodyguard. So he is always accompanying Krishna. So it is very difficult to achieve the association of Krishna even for the great sages and munis. Likewise, Vidra is inquiring from Uddhava. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 1, verse number 31. क्षेमं सकशिद्युधान आस्ते यः पल्गुणाद् लब्धधनुरहस्यहं लेभे अञ्जसा अदोक्षज सेवयैव गतिं तदीयां यतिभिः दुरापम् क्षेमं सकश्चिद् युयुधान आस्ते क्षेमं सकश्चिद्. So Kshemam, all good. So he Kashyad, whether Yuyudhana aste, whether he is doing very well, Yuyudhana or Satyaki. Palgunad. Palgunad. And one who Palgunad from Arjuna, Labda Dhanu Rahasyaha. He has achieved the intricacies of the military art. Dhanu Rahasyaha, the secrets of the archery skills. One who understands the intricacies of military art. Labda Dhanu Rahasyaha. And Lebhe Anjasa Adhokshaja Sevaya Eva. And he has achieved Anjasa is very easily. Anjasa Adhokshaja Seva. And Adhokshaja Seva, he has achieved the service, the close, just like a close associate, and rendering service just like a bodyguard. Lebe Anjasa Adhokshaja Seva. Sevaya Eva. So certainly he achieved that one. After learning, of course, he has learned the intricacies of the military art, and then later on he also became the close associate of Krishna, and he achieved that seva as well, like a bodyguard. He was accompanying Krishna wherever he goes. लेभे अंजसा अधोक्षज सेवया एव गतिं तदीयां यतिभिः दुरापम्, and that destination, that service, tadiyam, that transcendental service, yatibih durapam, and it is very difficult to achieve even for the great renouncers. Yatibih durapam, difficult to achieve, becoming a close associate of Krishna. Likewise, Vidura is asking, but these people, whoever is associating with Krishna, they are all Kruta Punya Punjaha, Sakum Vijahuhu, Kruta Punya Punjaha. Sukadeva Goswami says, achieving Krishna's close association, it is Kruta Punya Punjaha. One has to perform so many austerities and penances before coming to pure devotional service. क्षेमं स कश्चित् द्विविधा नास्ते यः फल्गुणाद् लब्ध धनुरहस्यः लेबे अंजसा अधोक्षज सेवया एव गतिं तदीयां यतिभिः दुरापाम्. The translation for this verse: O Uddhava, does Yuyudhana fare well? He learned the intricacies of the military art from Arjuna and attained the transcendental destination, which is very difficult to reach even for great renouncers. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Usha Mataji to read this purport, please?
Yes, Lord Krishna. The destination of transcendence is to become the personal associate of the personality of Godhead, who is known as Adokshaja, he who is beyond the reach of the senses. The renouncer of the world, the sannyasis, give up all worldly connections, namely family, wife, children, friends, home, wealth, everything, to attain the transcendental bliss of Brahman happiness. But Atoksaja happiness is beyond Brahman happiness. The empiric philosophers enjoy a transcendental quality of bliss by philosophical speculation of the supreme truth. But beyond that pleasure is the pleasure enjoyed by Brahman in his eternal form of the personality of Godhead. Brahman bliss is enjoyed by living entities after liberation from material bondage. But Para Brahman, the personality of Godhead, enjoys eternally a bliss of his own potency, which is called the Haladini potency. The empiric philosopher who studied Brahman by negation of the external features has not yet learned the quality of the Haladini potency of Brahman. Out of many potencies of the omnipotent, there are three features of his eternal potency, namely Samvit, Sandhini, and Haladini. And in spite of their strict adherence to the principle of Yama, Niyama, the Asana, Dhyana, Dharanda, Dharand, Dharand, and
Dharana.
Pranayam. Sorry, Prabhu.
Dharana.
Dharana and Pranayama. The great yogis and jnanis are unable to enter into the eternal potency of the Lord. This internal potency is, however, easily realized by the devotees of the Lord by dint of devotional service. Yuyudhana achieved this stage of life just as he achieved expert knowledge in military science from Arjuna. Thus, his life was successful to the fullest extent from both the material and spiritual angles of vision. That is the way of devotional service to the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so here in this purport, association of Krishna that Satvik is achieved, that is very difficult to achieve even for the atheists. That is the destination of the transcendence. This is to become personal associate of uh, Godhead. Brutya is the servant of the Lord. And always engaging remember in the devotional service of the Lord. Then the Lord will look after him. So that is, for example, whenever Dhruv Maharaj, so just trying to bring that one, when he was doing service, when he was meditating on only the pure uh, transcendental form of the Lord immediately, he just went there. Sahasrapi tato garutmata madhorvanam brutya didrukshaya gataha. Brutya didrukshaya gataha. Brutya, becoming associate of the Lord. How do one, just by meditating on the Lord, engaging all time, energy, and everything, all his opulences in the service of the Lord, he will become Brutya of the Lord. Then the Lord personally come to the to the to look after the devotee. Brutya didrukshaya. And who is beyond the reach of the senses? See, these are na bhavet grahim indriyehi. Atah Sri Krishna namadi na bhavet grahim indriyehi. And the renouncer of the world, the sannyasis give up all worldly connections, namely family, children, and wives and wealth, everything to attain the transcendental bliss of Brahman happiness. But that adhokshaya happiness is beyond Brahman happiness. So, in the words of Dhruv Maharaj, he mentions like या निर्वृतिः तनुभृतं तव पादपद्म ध्यानाद्भवजन कथा श्रवणेन वा स्यात् ध्यानाद्भवजन कथा श्रवणेन वा स्यात्. Oh, my dear Lord, so Nivritihi Tanubhrutam is the people who are materially embodied and achieved lotus feet. Tavapada Padma Dhyana Bhavajana Kata Sravanena Vasyat. And by meditating on your lotus feet and hearing Krishna Katha, so if they have achieved that one, then what is happening? Sa Brahmani Swa Mahimanyapi Natama Bhut. Sa Brahmani Swa Mahimanyapi Natama Bhut. So even that happiness is not even comparable to the Sa Brahmani. This is Brahmananda. Adhokya happiness is beyond the Brahmani happiness. Sa Brahmani Swa Mahimanyapi Natama Bhut. Kintu Antakasi Lulitat Patitam Vimanat. What to speak of any other happinesses of this material world, of which is available within these 14 planetary systems. So this is Dhruv Maharaj saying that. So he is a 5 years old boy, though he didn't have any knowledge. After touching the Lord with his conch shell on his kapola, Pasparshabalam Krupaya Kapole, then he got all the um, Daivim Parijnata Paratmaninayaha. That is the relationship between himself and the Lord. He understood that one as soon as there is a mercy of the Lord. So here Prabhupada is mentioning to attain the transcendental bliss of Brahman, but adhokshaja happiness is beyond the Brahman happiness. So this is empirical philosophers enjoy transcendental quality of bliss by philosophical speculation on the supreme truth. But beyond that pleasure is the pleasure enjoyed by the Brahman in his eternal form of the personality of Godhead. In the personality of Godhead. This is the very beautiful thing when Sukadeva Goswami says that many of the Krishna's personal friends, when he was childhood, in his childhood, many of the close associates of Krishna, they were having direct association. So he was saying that Sakum Vijahruhu Kruta Punya Punjaha. दासिं गतानं परदैवतेन मायाशितानं नरधारकेन साकं विजहुः कृतपुण्यपुञ्जाः कृतपुण्यपुञ्जाः. It is very difficult to achieve for, so this is बहुजन्म विपक्वेन सम्यग् योग समाधिना दृष्टुं यतन्ते यतयः शून्यागारेषु यत्पदम्. It takes so many lifetimes for the empiric philosophers. So that's why one has to ततो दुस्तङ्गमुसृज्य सत्तु सज्जेत बुद्धिमान् संत एवासि चिन्तन्ति. So one has to manovyasangamuktibihi, completely free from all kinds of speculations. One has to take this one association of the devotees of the Lord. Then he will experience all this pleasure. Adhokshaja, happiness. Brahman bliss is enjoyed by living entities after liberation from the material bondage. It is the Brahmabhutaha Prasannatma. So there are no more desires, na chochati, na kankshati. But Parabrahman, the personality of Godhead, enjoys eternally bliss of his own potency, which is called Hladini potency, where there is a variegatedness. Now we have got in this material world so many of friends, relatives, and everything activities are there. But in the similar way, in the spiritual world, it is everything centered based on Krishna. That is by the Hladini potency, that variegatedness is there. So there are no desires, but still the activities are going on. So the empiric philosopher who studies the Brahman by negation of the external features has not yet learned the quality of the Hladini potency of the Brahman. These are these many potencies of the omnipotent, or some of them, these are Sammit, Sandhini, Hladini Shakti. These are three internal potencies of the Lord. Hladini is the pleasure potency of the Lord. And whereas these people who are engaging in the yama, nima, asana, dhyana, dharana, and pranayama, so they are unable to enter into the internal potencies of the Lord. They just wanted to merge into the Supreme Brahman or get the meditate. So there are again, one is the yogi, three yogis, levels of yogis. One yogi is meditating on the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Second, another yogi, little bit advanced, meditating on the four-handed form of the Lord, the beautiful form of the Lord. And then third yogi is the devotee, who is rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally and directly. So there are different stages. But here, this first level of yogi, just he is sticking onto the only few things. Okay. And then further, the internal potency is, however, easily realized by the devotees of the Lord by dint of devotional service, like the Yuridhan achieved this stage of life just as he achieved expert knowledge in military science from Arjuna. Yuridhana is a disciple of Arjuna. So thus his life was successful to the fullest extent from both the material and spiritual angles of vision. That is the way of devotional service. Again, in this, whenever by achieving the devotees association, that is bhakti muhu pravatam tvaime prasango bhuyadananta mahatam amalasayanam yena anjasa vulbhanam urvyasanam bhavabdhim nyese bhavadguna katamrita panamattaha. So one can easily cross just by the devotees association, cross this materialness science very easily. And so, and also here, Dhruva Maharaj is saying that one of the beautiful things, if a person come in contact with the pure devotees of the Lord, and whenever the devotees always speak about Krishna Katha, if they come there, they will forget about their children, their family, and their well-wishers, everything. Because that way, because they have tasted it. So, tena te nasmaranti atitaram priyamishamatyam ye chandraha suta suhrud gruhavittadaraha ye tu abhinava bhavadiya padaravinda saughanjalubda hridayeshu krita prasangaha nasmaranti te nasmaranti, those people even they do not even remember about the this suta suhrud gruhavittadaraha, children's well-wishers and home and everything else. If they come in contact with the pure devotees of the Lord, they will attract Saughanjalubdha Hridayeshu Krita Prasangaha. Saughanjalubdha. It is the fragrance of the Krishna Katha and his devotional service, everything related to the Lord. In such a way, they will also cross it. So very beautiful things. Even Dhruv Maharaj. So because of that reasons, maybe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always desiring to hear about Dhruva's pastimes. So these prayers of Dhruva Maharaj also very, very beautiful. So at 5 years of age, he was speaking all this philosophy in his prayers. Okay, so there are around 12 to 13 shlokas that Dhruva Maharaj prays. Very beautiful. It contains all the summary. Any prayers, if we take, it contains starting to end. Ends with the pure devotional service of the Lord. And beginning from establishing the relationship and then Lord's potencies and his different energies and about his creation and the relationships. Likewise, it covers any prayers. If you take Arjuna prayers, Kunti prayers, Bhishma prayers, or Dhruva Maharaj prayers, Sukadeva Goswami prayers, or Kardama Muni prayers, likewise, whatever, or even Devahuti prayers, all prayers include all beauty, it contains everything. Whatever prayer we take it fulfills everything. So here, that is the way of devotional service to the Lord. And Satyaki, so he was also accompanying Krishna during the while Krishna was acting as a messenger on behalf of the Pandavas, so to Dhritarashtra, and he went to the Kuru assembly. At the time he was accompanying when Krishna was captured. At the time Krishna says, "Oh, Satyaki, so today you would see my prowess, what they are going to do, how I am going to um, uh, counteract them." So likewise, Krishna was mentioning beforehand itself, knowing that the mood of the Kauravas. So that is later on, Krishna has showed the universal form. I mean, not it's a partial universal form to the Kuru assembly as well at that time. And in the Pandavas camp during the Kurukshetra battle, there was again um misunderstandings between Drishtadyumna and Arjuna about the killing of Dronacharya. At the time, Arjuna was he was not appreciating the act of Drishtadyumna. So, but still, Drishtadyumna says, Arjuna, I forgive you even though you did it. But Satyaki, because his spiritual master was put up in such a condition, he was trying to take the argument and trying to fight with Drishtadyumna. Then Krishna has interfered there, so we should not fight among ourselves. And then he has calmed down, and then later on they went on fighting. But later on, Satyaki in the battle itself, there is a uh, Bahlika, Somadatta, and Bhurishrava. In that family, Bahlika son is Somadatta, Somadatta son is Bhurishrava. There is a family enmity between the Satyaki's family and Bhurishrava family. So again, there is again Bhurishrava is the devotee of Vishnu, devotee of Krishna only, but he is at the Duryodhana side. In the last moments when the Satyaka was fell unconscious, when Bhurishrava is trying to kill, Arjuna has cut the hand of Bhurishrava. Of course, Bhurishrava and Arjuna are also friends, but still it is the battle. And Bhurishrava says, and he rebukes Arjuna, how can you, I am not fighting with you, why did you just cut my shoulder? Then Arjuna says, so Satyaki is my disciple, and I have taken a vow that who is my disciple, who is under my protection, I will always protect my disciples or who are under my protection. Likewise, he says, and then later on, Burishrava, he sit in his meditation thinking of only the four-handed form of Vishnu. Krishna says to him, Burishrava, now you are going to the Vaikuntha. Then after Krishna says that one. Later on, meanwhile, Satyaki, he comes to the consciousness, he took his sword and then Satyaki kills Burishrava's head. He chopped off the head. So that is one incident that happens there. And then later on, during the Krishna's winding up of his pastimes with all his family members, during that time, this is how there is a conversation between Kritavarma and Satyaki. And Kritavarma, Kritavarma, he has also participated in the Samantaka jewel, so that pastimes. So there was a small misconceptions about him as well. And when Kritavarma was trying to criticize Satyaki about his act during the Kurukshetra battle, and in the similar way, he also, again, Kritavarma also accompanied Ashwadhama and also um, Krupacharya. So in killing the Draupadi's children. So and Satyaki also trying to criticize him, like you also participated in that sinful act. So likewise, the conversation started there. and then it made the Satyaki kill Krutavarma, and later on it spread to the Yadu family, and everyone killed each other. So that is pastimes of Satyaki. Whether Satyaki is doing well, likewise now Vidura is inquiring from Uddhava. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kshemam sakashid yuyudhan aste yah palgunad labdha dhanurahasyaha lebe anjasa adhokshaya sevayaiva gatin tadiyam yatibihi durapam. It is very difficult to achieve the Krishna's direct association, but Satyaki achieved it. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Jagadisha, July 18th, 1970, Los Angeles. Okay, so can I request Radhasekha Mataji if available to read this letter?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My dear Jagadish, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge your letter dated 8th July 1970, in which you have recommended the initiation of Srimati Stephanie O. Henley. I have received her letter and beads also, and I have initiated her duly. I have returned the beads in another packet, and initiated name is Srilekha Devidasi. I beg to thank you for your check of $50 donation for my book fund. Thank you very much. Regarding your request for Gayatri Mantra to be given to Dharmaraj, since both of you and Rupanuga recommend him for second initiation, this is all right. I'm sending you therefore one copy of Gayatri Mantra on a small tape along with specific directions for performing the ceremony. Also enclosed, you will find one sacred thread duly sanctified by me, and it is for Dharmaraj. The sacred thread will be given to you at the end of fire sacrifice, as it is given in the instructions. Please return this tape directly to me as soon as the initiation is done. I learned that you have got now 15 members at your center, and this is very encouraging news for me. Please offer my blessings to the boys and girls there. Hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, NB. Instead of returning the taped mantra directly to me, send it to Bhagwan Das. As soon as the ceremony for Sriman Dharmaraj is performed, I have advised Bhagwan Das of this, so please do it as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mataji. Any comments, Mataji?
It's just talking about somebody's initiation, and how he's initiated and how thankful he is for the donation. But more than that, this time when I think he wrote this letter, I don't know how, when obviously we know what was going on in ISKCON, but I think that I think this just speaks about, again, Srila Prabhupada's deep integrity and the safety of this. You know, these kind of people just don't exist anymore. Like when you read these kind of letters, how he's conducting himself, how his sincerity, his innocence, his ability to trust others. And I think, again, this speaks of, to me, this is speaking mostly about the integrity of Srila Prabhupada, and just how kind he is, and that this doesn't exist, this kind of behavior, this kind of etiquette, it really doesn't exist often, and we're very fortunate to be part of his movement. I think that's how I see it. He's giving big Vaishnava Dikshas with such humility. You know, nowadays, you know, some people have to wait years and years before they're initiated. And, you know, sometimes it's even about how much money they're earning, or it's like, you know, certain caliber of people, or and Srila Prabhupada is not like this. And I think this shows this is why we are so lucky to be part of his movement. because you have to be very empowered to be like this, I think. Not just empowered, but you just, everything about him is just good. And how encouraging is he to everyone, and how merciful, and it just speaks volumes about his mercy on us and everybody that he's come across. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing those reflections. Any other comments? Devotee? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Thank you, Mataji. So those days there is not that much hard work. So people are getting attracted to the material work. And though there is, people are little bit less now. So nowadays to get money and like getting livelihood, it is very, very strong. Competition is too much. Everyone is struggling. Everyone is studying to get material education and running for their livelihood. That's all they are doing. And on top of the family, and they also understand. In India, everyone knows that. So Bhagavatam, it is kind of the path of the uh, Vairagya. But because of that, we will take into the late life, and then people they do not take in the late ages because their ways are already set. In such a way, many people are going in the wrong direction. But here, Prabhupada is giving in the earlier stages. But people are here, all of them are new. But they understand it because at the end, one has to meet the death that in due course of time. The time is the impersonal form of the Lord, representative of the Lord. People who understands that philosophy, and Prabhupada on one side, he has no discrimination. And as long as he is recommended by a devotee, there is no discrimination. He is initiating. Nowadays, one side people, so they wanted to get initiation, but still they have got attachment to these material things. How do I survive? I wanted to earn, I want to earn money, feed family. This is one side is going on, pulling them. And I also live like just exactly like all others. Comparison is going on because of many things. And who is devotee, who is actually desiring for it, that some people do not know. And we do not know about the Maharajas, how they are dealing with other disciples, unless we are close with the Maharaj. But that also we do not know. So yeah, there are many aspects, but whatever Prabhupada has done, he's wonderful. But we do not directly see because we are seeing all the letters. We see it transparently what Prabhupada has done, but we do not see all these things at the moment for the Maharajas because there are so many Maharajas at the moment. But we may be associating with one Maharaj and some group of our God brothers and God sisters. Uh, as long as if you are associating with the Guru Maharaj and what his transparency, his letters and his communications and his activities, then we may not be in a position. But yes, but yeah, like Prabhupada, there may be people coming into our movement as well, again in the downstream. So who knows? Yeah, hope for that one. Thank you so much, Mataji. That is really bring wonderful reflections. Thank you so much. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the updates perspective, so today evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8 p.m. Okay, so that is our upcoming event. The devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Panchakalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone. Jai Shri